Power rankings time.
Boom.
Let's show them off. Let's pull the sheet on the Week 16 PFT Power Rankings presented by our friends at Toyota.
What up, Toyota?
Number 1, what a shock. What a shock. Drum roll, please. Wait a minute. You don't even need a drum. You don't even need the sticks. You don't need anything. Of course it's
Well, in the honor of Clark W. Griswold, you should probably do the drum roll. Go ahead, do it.
I didn't know. No, I'm not doing a drum roll. I think you've tried a drum roll, but yeah. That's not a drum roll. All right, 49ers Ravens 1-2. They square off. Second time this year we've had a 1-2 under the PFT Power Rankings game. It was 49ers Eagles not long ago. Now it's 49ers Ravens on Monday night, and then we get to everybody else. And the fact, Chris, that the Bills at 8-6 are number 4. They're number 9 in the AFC playoff rankings right now.
Yep.
They're number 4 in the league-wide power rankings, and I defy you to make a persuasive case for anybody behind them being in front of them.
I give you credit.
They just beat the Cowboys.
Yeah.
They just destroyed the Cowboys. The Eagles have lost 2 in a row. I know the Eagles beat the Bills, but that's been 3 or 4 weeks ago. The Bills are the 4th best team right now in the NFL, and you can't. And I've got some Bills fans, it's like, be happy with being in the top 5. I got some arguing they should be ahead of the Dolphins because they beat them 48-20 in Week 4.
Yeah, no, listen, you wouldn't have, like, if you put them in front of the Dolphins, I wouldn't have gone, oh, that's crazy. I wouldn't have. The Dolphins, as we know, haven't been playing like their best football here as of late. We haven't seen them beat a really quality team yet. So I don't think you would have been crazy there. But I think all in all, I probably would have done what you've done. I like your top 4, Mike. Like, big-time credit, too. Screw the playoff seedings or all that right now. What we see, what we're seeing on TV, what we're watching, we're seeing it. You're seeing it the right way. Buffalo's definitely one of the 5 best teams in the sport as we stand here right now. Yeah, they messed up some situations and had some injuries, and Josh Allen didn't play his best for a little bit of a period of time there, right? But they got it going right now. I don't know how you could question it. It's odd. And I certainly hope this is not a year where, every now and then we have a year where you go, man, this team's not going to get in the playoffs, and really they're good enough to go win the Super Bowl this year. Right? The last time I can remember is the year, Antonio Brown didn't show up for the last game of the year against the Steelers. That Steelers team, I want to say that was, 18 maybe, 19?
2018.
Yeah,
Yep.
That team, they could have won the Super Bowl. They didn't make the playoffs. That's the last time I can really remember it. I hope that doesn't happen here with the Bills.
That was the year they had that great game in New Orleans. Antonio Brown, ridiculous numbers. Juju Smith-Schuster has a key fumble late. 2 days later, the Steelers foolishly announced their season team MVP. It's Juju. Antonio Brown blows a gasket, and that's that for Antonio Brown in Pittsburgh. And I remember explaining at the time, because I had other people with other teams saying, why are they naming their team MVP while they still have games to play?
Yeah.
Why are you doing anything potentially going to piss off people in the locker room now? It makes no sense. I think they still do it. I don't know if they've changed it. All right. Not a lot of change below that. Obviously, the Cowboys drop after getting blown out. The Eagles drop after losing their 3rd in a row. Chiefs and Lions hold steady at 7 and 8. Browns still there at 9. Texans move up to 10 by winning without C.J. Stroud, which they may have to do again if they're going to keep trying to win these games down the stretch. Bengals up to 11 without Joe Burrow. Jaguars down to 12 after losing their 3rd in a row. And it's amazing to see some of these names on the top half that we never would have expected to be in the top half this year. The Colts, the Rams, the Browns, the Texans. I wasn't sure about the Browns. The Browns were the great wild card coming into the season. And even the Buccaneers being on the first page now after winning at Lambeau Field. So it's been a fun year. But for the fact that the 49ers are clearly the best team, beyond number 1, it really is a lot of fun. Yeah,
I mean, they're in a class. You almost should have your own page for the 49ers and be that the first page of the Toyota PFT Power Rankings, and then go the rest of them and go they deserve their own page. They're in such a tier by themselves, especially if they beat the Ravens this week, right? But I think it's shocking. Like we've talked about, it feels old school in the NFC as far as one team being that much better than everybody else, right? I'll bring up 2 points. I mean, we talk about the Eagles and the Cowboys. They got, 2 alarming losses this week. Yeah, it's alarming. I mean, what? Super Bowl teams don't lose 31-10 in December. That doesn't happen. Their Super Bowl teams aren't down 31-3 in the fourth quarter. That never happens. And as you heard me say on Sunday Night Football, I mean, in fact, no Super Bowl teams ever lost by more than 9 points in the month of December over the last 10 years, right? Super Bowl teams don't lose 3 games in a row in the month of December, right? That's the Philadelphia Eagles. So, like, the NFC is crazy right now. You know, the team that I think you are wrong about on your power rankings, and the team that I think there's the question right now, like in the NFC, right? Who's the best 7-on-7 football team or the most dangerous? It is without question the Los Angeles Rams. That would be the only one I look at in your rankings and go, I think you're being a little mean to them. I think you should bump them up a little bit. I mean, the running back is the real deal Holyfield. The run game, Sean McVay, I've never seen him be this patient with the run and just smash it down people's face the way he is. I mean, they ran the ball 11 plays in a row against the Baltimore Ravens. Like, what? I mean, that with Stafford, right? Cooper Kupp, Puka Nacua, the Higbee, the tight end. Like, the Rams are the type of team where they get in at 7, and if the Eagles are 2 or the Cowboys are 2, they could pull off the 7 beats 2 playoff upset right now. They can, with especially the way the Cowboys and Eagles are playing. There's no doubt that's the one I feel like you disrespected a little, in my opinion.
Hasn't happened yet that 7's beaten 2, but I agree with you. The Rams, just like the Bills, 2 teams that the rest of the playoff teams won't want.
Right.
And one last point before we break. We haven't shown the second page. Can we just show the second page of the power rankings before we break? I'm not complete until we show the complete power ranking.
You complete
There is
me.
a new number 32. My rule is this: at least half of your players have to try to not be number 32 in the NFL. And the Chargers, even though they've got 5 wins, after that shit show that we saw on Thursday night,
that's right.
They are number 32.
They're the worst team in football right now. I'd take them to lose against anybody. You're right. So they're good for you. Screw the records. Look about what we're seeing recently, the last 4 or 5 weeks, all of that. You're exactly right. They're a disaster. I'd pick the Panthers to beat the Chargers in a head-to-head matchup right now.
And what's amazing is I've followed the NFL closely for 50 years. I've been in this business for 23 years now. I had never heard of the interim coach of the Chargers. I have no idea who it is. He could walk up to me right now and punch me in the face, and I wouldn't know who it is, and he probably would punch me in the face right now if he walked up to me for me saying that. But that's how lost this team feels right now. So, sorry, Chargers fans, but that's where you are. Hi, it's Mike Florio. Thanks for watching PFT on YouTube. Hit subscribe for the latest news and analysis from Pro Football Talk.